They made us laugh with their innocence, but little did we know, that very innocence was the true price of their stardom. What if I told you that the world's most beloved child stars were living a true nightmare? This isn't just celebrity gossip, it's a reality of this glamorous-looking industry. Stick around because today we'll uncover the harsh realities behind Hollywood glory. From addiction, exploitation, and abuse, to worse, murder. We will reveal every price that these children had to pay just for fame. Olsen Twins. They weren't just stars, they were an empire. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen became household names and America's adored infants on the hit TV show Full House. But behind those iconic smiles was a childhood traded for relentless work. Their schedules were punishing, being shuttled from set to set, filming sitcoms by day, shooting commercials and movies by night, and attending adult business meetings before they were old enough for elementary school. By 10, they were starring in and producing their films. Pajamas, dolls, makeup, clothing. The Olsen brand was a billion-dollar business built on two tiny shoulders. What fans didn't see were the 16-hour days, the makeup chairs instead of playgrounds, and dollhouses. But these jam-packed schedules weren't even the worst part. As children, they were subjected to inappropriate comments from adult actors in the show, a dark side of fame rarely discussed. Mary-Kate once confessed she wouldn't wish her upbringing on anyone, describing herself as a little monkey performer, forced to entertain the world. Could anyone have imagined these innocent souls feeling more like animals on display than children at play? Mary-Kate, especially, bore the brunt of this. Her struggle with an eating disorder became tabloid fodder, and at just 18, she entered rehab, her pain broadcast for all to see. Justin Bieber. His story isn't just about sold-out arenas and screaming fans. It's about a teenager thrown into chaos, forced to navigate adulthood before he even finished growing up. Bieber has opened up about how his sudden stardom and exposure to adult life as a minor led him down a path of drug addiction and mental health struggles. By 19, he was using pretty heavy drugs, and by 20, he admits he had made every bad decision you could have thought of. And now he has gone from one of the world's most adored figures to one of the most ridiculed and judged. The sad reality is that it wasn't just the internal battles. He was just a minor when he was asked uncomfortable questions by adult interviewers, touched without consent by older celebrities on live television, and treated as public property. Every incident was brushed off as a harmless Bieber fever. But was it all harmless? What do you think? His journey stands as a stark warning of what can happen when children are left to navigate without any guidance or protection. Hannah Montana. Let's pull back the curtain on one of Disney's most iconic shows, Hannah Montana. Growing up, countless girls wished they could wake up as Hannah Montana and spend just one day living her glamorous life. But imagine being only 12 years old and waking up at 5 a.m. Not for school, but for a relentless schedule packed with interviews, rehearsals, filming, and public appearances that stretched on till night, even on weekends. Miley Cyrus described her childhood routine as inhumane, revealing in her used-to-be-young TikTok series that Disney made her work her to exhaustion. Being Hannah Montana might sound fun for a day, but can you imagine it as your full-time reality? And it gets worse. During the Hannah Montana tour, Miley collapsed mid-performance in front of 100,000 fans as her heart raced uncontrollably. Staff dismissed her symptoms as nerves or low blood sugar, but Miley insisted, "No, I'm telling you, my heart is going at these different speeds and I can't control it. Something is wrong." Rushed to a pediatrician, she was diagnosed with tachycardia, a dangerously fast heartbeat, and a heart murmur, a leaky valve. Even after being hooked up to heart monitors, she was still forced to perform, smiling as if nothing was wrong. Behind every extraordinary performance of Hannah Montana was a little Miley Cyrus who struggled to find her identity. And the moment she stopped playing by Disney's rules, the company turned its back on her. From smoking salvia on camera at 18 to lighting a joint on stage in Amsterdam. From mocking fellow Disney stars, Selena Gomez and Demi Lovato, in a viral video to handing out weed backstage at the VMAs. Every so-called scandal was more than shock value. She even faced a racial discrimination lawsuit at 16 and a $300 million copyright infringement suit over her song, "We Can't Stop." Disney quietly pulled away, removing her music from their platforms. But Miley turned every scandal into her revolution, a declaration of independence, not a cry for help. Macaulay Culkin. But not every child star's downfall is solely Hollywood's fault. Have you ever considered the role parents play in this journey? History tells us that some of the worst abusers weren't producers. They were the parents. That's the reality of Macaulay Culkin, the face of Home Alone and Richie Rich. Thrust into the spotlight at just 10 years old, Culkin, the highest-paid child actor of his time, has revealed that behind the screen, he was constantly being abused by his father, Kit Culkin, both physically and emotionally, and he was controlling every aspect of his life and career. He's spoken about how he never really had a choice when it came to acting. His father pushed him relentlessly, leaving him no room to say no. He once said, "I was making God knows how much money, and Kit was making me sleep on the couch just because he could." The boy the world saw laughing had no reason to smile. Inside, he was enduring abuse and the harsh reality of someone else controlling his life. Judith Barsi. Now comes the time to talk about one of the worst tragedies of Hollywood child stars. The most recognizable child actress in the 80s, Judith Eva Barsi, who was just 10 years old when her life and career were brutally cut short. Let's go back in time to when she was a rising star in the late 1980s who appeared in commercials, more than 70 TV shows and animated films. She was the voice of Ducky in The Land Before Time. She giggled on screen with innocence, joy, and that unforgettable yep, yep, yep. By age 7, she was already earning more than her parents combined. But success didn't mean safety. At home, Judith's father, Josef, was violent and jealous, threatening to kill her and her mother, Maria. Despite visible signs of distress and reports to authorities, no effective action was taken. Maria tried to seek help, but the system failed them. And nothing could have prepared us for what happened next. On July 25, 1988, Josef carried out the threats he had made so many times. He shot Judith in the head while she slept. Then he murdered Maria. 2 days later, he doused their bodies in gasoline, set the house on fire, and took his own life. Her story reminds us that talent cannot protect a child from harm, and fame cannot substitute for safety. The dark truth Hollywood hides isn't just scandal. It's a system that profits from children while ignoring their safety. For decades, abuse and exploitation have been swept aside as the industry chases ratings and revenue. But as more survivors speak out and demand real change, the real power lies with those who refuse to stay silent. Because every child deserves protection, not just applause. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Let us know which story shocked you the most.